But how's everything? You're post Summit FC 45. You're coming off of a dominant win. Didn't get the finish you wanted, but how's how you dealing with this?
Man, I'm happy. I'm happy with it. I'm not like, I'd love to get that finish, man. In the third round, it's like I said, it's scary in there. There's a lot of things that can happen, and it's really easy to go to the place where you're very comfortable, right? So I get that. I hit him with that right. I stumbled him. Man, if I had just faked that takedown, he was so sensitive to my takedown to that point. He was dropping his hands every single time. So it's like,
Mm.
if I had just faked the takedown and I come up with a 2-3 or really just calmed down and started to find my striking, and I think I could have finished it. But
He seemed
I'm a
yeah,
wrestler, and
yeah, yeah.
I wanted that takedown again, so I went
He
right to
seemed
it.
really good on the feet though, so I feel like you did utilize your ground game to take advantage of that. He did seem like, I mean, that whole team of 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, what were they, out of Alabama?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, they were all very striking based in all their fights. Like, it was crazy. Quick
yeah.
kicks, quick to the body, leg kicks, head kicks. They're going spinning kicks. I mean, they're going insane on the feet. No, nothing
Yeah,
crazy like that landed, but when you're applying that type of constant pressure, it's something to have to worry about constantly, right?
yeah. And you're absolutely right. He was good on his feet. And all those guys from that gym are. It seems. I was, I've heard they focus to, maybe I've just wrestled a little bit longer or something. But yeah, he was throwing high kicks coming on the third round. He was throwing body kicks in the second. He threw kicks in the first. And I'm pretty confident with my defense standing up. I'm pretty confident with my stand up. I'm a pretty good boxer, but I didn't want to take any chances there. If he had thrown those high kicks right at the right moment, if I was coming in, and maybe it would have been over for me. I didn't want to take shit like that. So
Yeah,
set it up, use my striking, use my setups, got to my takedown, took him to the ground, took all that kinetic energy away from him, and started putting it on him again.
absolutely. So you're coming off of this win now. Summit's got an event coming up in March, August, and November.
Yep.
We're gonna see you there anytime soon. Are you gonna fight somewhere else in Tennessee where you're at now? I'm assuming.
I don't know who I'll be fighting. I've Jesse reached out to me and asked me if I want to be on the March card. He told me last fight if I won this one, I get a title shot. So, no promises. I don't
Mm.
expect anything, we did talk about that, and he wants me on the card in March, and he does. And I want him to tell you that it'll be a title shot, but I want that's where it seemed it was going.
Right,
Don't
right.
seem anything. I don't want to spoil anything or anything like that. But yeah,
So
I want to fight for that title in March.
yeah, if that happens, what's next? You gonna stay around Summit for a while because they're gonna have two more events that year. You just gonna stay busy, or you gonna move on? What's the
Stay
goal?
busy, man. I like to stay busy. I like to stay active. We're getting close to the point where it's about time to go pro. We're not there yet, but I like to take it fight by fight. If I had taken this fight and we had seen a whole bunch of things, and there's a lot of stuff we got to work on, but if we had seen a bunch of things that would that would see we would see a benefit from staying back as an amateur and getting a couple more fights, and we're going to get a couple more fights. I might go fight for Attitude. I might go fight for or some people in Arkansas, or it could be just this is what we needed. We're where we want to be. It's time to go pro and pull the trigger. So we'll see. But I do want to stay active either way. I don't want to be out of the cage for very long at all. More
Yeah, you're
than
looking to
4 or
fight
5
like
months.
3 times a year, maybe
Yep.
at least.
Oh yeah. At
I hear
least.
that's. I mean, I've heard other fighters tell me before that like that's the sweet spot.
Yeah, it seems to be. I didn't take any damage last fight, other than he leg kicked me pretty good. I don't remember when it was, but I guess my leg was a little sore. But other than that, I'm not taking hard damage at all. Nothing in the face, nothing in my head. I don't have any concussions. I don't have any broken bones. So it's like, why are we sitting out?
Mhm.
Let's stay active. I don't like to get cage rust. Like you can, like I was saying earlier in our interview before, like you can perform and practice and you can train really hard there, but like if you can't do it in the lights, then what's the point of it all?
Mm.
If you can't go out there in front of your mama and everybody else and him and his family and take a chance of getting just absolutely destroyed in front of your family, and you can't perform under the pressure of the lights, then you know.
Yeah,
Point.
100%. One thing I'm just now starting to learn about you is you say you're a graduate from Memphis.
Yes, sir. Yep.
I did not know that until just recently. And based on a lot of fighters I've talked to, I've seen some in college, but I feel like it's not a common occurrence where you see a college graduate who's fighting for a living, which is interesting to me. What did you major in?
Kinesiology. So I graduated in 2021 with a bachelor's in kinesiology, which is just exercise science.
Yeah. So what made you want to go on a detour to MMA?
Yeah, I don't know why I wanted to go get punched in the face for free, but it's just something in me, man. I got out of high school. I wanted to go wrestle in college all the way through high school, and I got pretty dang good at wrestling. But it was like, I wasn't good enough to go D1. I wasn't good enough to, or I was good enough to go D2. But it was like these schools that wanted me, and the schools that I wanted to be at, they wanted to give me 15,000 for like a pretty high tuition, like $45,000, and I would have to take out quite a bit of loans to be able to do that. And I didn't want to be in debt coming out of college. So I went to Memphis, and they had a club wrestling team with a couple guys that I knew. And that stayed together for a while. And then eventually it was just me and the heavyweight, or me and Ronson at practice. And it just, didn't fit with me. So that ended after a while. And I picked up the Marine Corps after my first year of college. I went through freshman year and was partying like all college kids do, and it was just like, God, this ain't it. Like, it doesn't do the same thing for me, and I'm just bored. Like, I felt like I had no purpose, So the Marine Corps was like the hardest thing I could find. So I went to the Marine Corps, came out of that, and well, in the middle of it is when I started fighting again, because I guess I was, I wasn't bored with the Marine Corps, but I was a reservist, so it's like you only train once a month, and that wasn't enough for me. So Kevin's over here fighting, and he looks really happy, and he kind of brought me into the gym, and I got addicted to it like that. So, and I had boxed some before I'd wrestled at all, so it gave me a good little head start. And then I got in the cage for the first time. I was like, this is it. This is what I wanted to do. So, yeah, that's why I get punched in the face for free for right now, even though I have a college degree and I could probably get a pretty good job.
No,
but I like this. I don't mind being broke for a while, but as long as I can train twice a day,
that's part of the journey. I was just curious because, it takes a while for people to figure out that passion of what they want out of life. You know what I mean? So I was just curious what your story was, because, most college grads are, I mean, it could be anything. Some people just get a degree, do something completely different with it. And I was just curious about that story as well. I'm a college graduate.
That was another reason, like, that's why I chose kinesiology. I'd always been into fitness and working out and lifting weights and running. I was a cross country runner. I was pretty dang good at cross country for a while. I ran my freshman and sophomore year, and was pretty dang good at that for a while. But it just, that's just running. Like, what do you do at practice? Well, we're going to run. All right, what are we doing tomorrow? Well, we're going to run longer. All right, and the day after that, we're going to do sprints.
Run up
and the day
hills.
after that, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, and then hills. Yeah, like that was fun to me. The racing cross country was awesome, but it just didn't give me enough. And then I went to I was boxing a little bit, but I got my butt whooped by some wrestler from Colleyville. And it was like, man, I just can't let that happen again. Because I remember in middle school, like, guys would tell you, man, he would whoop your ass. Like, well, why is that? Oh, he's a state champ. It's like, I don't think so, but like, whatever. So there was something to this wrestling. So I went and wrestled, and yeah, man, it just kind of like, that's why I chose kinesiology. I knew a little bit about it already. It was right down my alley. I knew I wouldn't have to study so much. I was wrong about that, but I knew I wouldn't have to study so much. But at least, even if I did, I'd be interested in what I am studying, and I'd be able to use this stuff for the rest of my life, right? So, a lot of people go, like, I didn't want to just get a business degree because I'm not going to do anything with business. And God, I don't know anything I don't care. I just don't care. So if I go learn about biomechanics, kinesiology, nutrition, and things like that, I can make some money with that down the road if I want to. But I have the piece of paper that says I have a degree, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't in basket weaving. It was something that I can use for the rest of my life, even if it doesn't help anybody else other than me. So I picked that and graduated, and yeah, that's where I'm at.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I see you got the Raheem Forrest merch on. You see, he was on Dana White's Contender Series just recently with
Oh yeah,
Jesse Wallace was I think crucial in his placement there, from what I hear.
oh
As
yeah,
far
bro.
as him being a matchmaker and setting up guys to go to that point, because I've just overheard conversations. He's like, I do this, I set you up here, and next thing you know, you're on Dana White's Contender Series, and then I see him mentioning a guy when I'm watching the show. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that guy. I manage him or whatever. And I'm like, okay, so he knows what he's doing, and he's networking, and he's getting all these fighters set up. Is that a goal possibly in the future? Is the UFC
Oh yeah,
on the Dana White Contender Series?
oh yeah, man. I want to get in. That's for sure. I want to be successful. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't want to. I want to go to the highest level and do the highest, win the highest award. I'm all about that. And you're absolutely right, dude. Jesse's a wizard, bro. Jesse is he's been in this game a long time and he's seen a lot of things. And I listen to everything, every single word that comes out of that man's mouth, and it's I take it all to heart. And he doesn't screw around. He's not here to he's here to help you, and he's going to tell you some hard things sometimes. But like, man, there's some of the best things I needed to hear. I wanted to go pro. I wanted to go pro like I wanted to go pro 2 fights ago, and that fight went great, but I didn't finish him, and I looked pretty tired in the third, and we're only fighting 9 minutes here, brother. So
Yeah.
it's like that looks like a big chink in an arm here. So it's like, all right, let's step back. Let's just think about this for a second. Let's get a couple more fights. When you go pro, your record's permanent. Why would we waste the opportunity to get a couple more practice rounds in before we go there? If I can't beat these guys, what hope do I have beating those guys?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So just kind of had to take a step back, and yeah, I'm gonna be as soon as Jesse signed. I want to be signed by Jesse, man. I don't want to be signed by nobody else. I know Jesse. Jesse's like a brother to me. I've trained with Jesse since he was at Memphis Judo and Jiu-Jitsu here, and he was running the beginners MMA class.
Mm.
Like I trust that guy absolutely implicitly, and he's a very hard worker, and I know that like he's not gonna let me down. So I better not let him down. I want to get signed by him, and yeah, just go one fight at a time with him. But
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, got a lot to look forward to. I don't know if I got anything else for you. It seems like it's just a matter of finding that fight, getting into camp, training every day, doing what you love. Unless you want to get anything off your chest, that's all I got for you.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll be giving out free hugs in March.
Oh
So.
yeah, I saw that. That was funny. I was like, damn, you got the audio from that, and seeing the footage, and he was like, oh yeah, you just embraced it. You just
Dude, he
embraced
was like
it.
looking at
They're
me
like,
when he
oh,
said it too. I was
I
like,
could
bro,
make something out of this. This
yeah.
is an opportunity.
I don't think he liked me very much.
Kyle.
The coach, the fighter was very, fighter was very cool. I went up and talked to him. He's awesome. Even if he doesn't like me, I mean, whatever. But like, he was very respectful. He was nice. Shook my hand and everything. And I made sure I went and shook him and thanked him for showing up. And he's an amateur fighter. He's driving all the way from Alabama to fight me.
Yeah.
So like, I want him to know that I respect that he showed up on time because we're amateurs here. Anything can happen. Nobody getting paid. Nobody signed any contracts. So I could make it all the way to the day before weigh-ins or the day of the fight, and my fighter back out. And my family all bought all these tickets and things like that. All my fans bought all these tickets, and
Right.
the little fans that I have. But it's like, people like spend money to come watch you do this, and you're doing it for free. And when you're doing it for free like this, and you don't have a lot of credibility, it's really hard, dude. Like everybody's gonna tell you to quit. You lose 2 right off the bat, brother. Man, nobody wants to win more than an 0-2 amateur, and that because everybody's telling him to quit right now. There's no reason for you to be doing this. Like why, maybe it's the past, like but that fighter knows like this. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. It's something in him. So it's like to be able to spend the money, get out here, and take a chance and fight hard too. He's a good fighter. Like he's not like he just because he couldn't do anything on the ground as far as get up. It was he had a good fight. If you watch his past fights, he's good on his feet. He's even good. He's even good in his wrestling game. It's just mine was a little bit tighter and a little bit more aggressive. I've been doing it for Years.
I think your
Years.
walk around weight is a little bigger than his as well.
Yeah, I'm a big guy, you know, and he's not small, but he's, you know, not he's not 6'1" either,
He's a little
even though
more
they said he
nimble,
was, you know.
little more lean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he fought a big guy. So my second fight, I fought at 185 pounds. I was 183 soaking wet. That guy walked in the cage at 210. His name was Claude Wilcox, and he went Bellator his very next fight. And we went 3 rounds in a death match trying to kill each other. And we were both so exhausted. I mean, our punches just looked awful by the end of it. You know what I mean? But like that happens. That's what happens in amateurs sometimes. Like sometimes you're in the wrong weight class and you get a fight with a stud that nobody knew was going to be a stud. And but that's what the amateur, or that's not going to be on his record. He's going to continue to fight. And if I'm right about who I think he is, I think he's a tough bastard. Like he came all the way up here and fought me. He took a fight against me. He knew what I looked like. He had seen my fights. So it's not like he was scared of me, you know? He thought he could beat me. And it's not like he's not going to continue to improve and find other fights and win other fights and move on. I don't know what his coach thinks about me. I don't think he likes me very much, but that guy, Kyle's a good dude. And I really appreciate him and really respect him for coming up and putting it on the line with me. So.
Absolutely. Well, anything else you want to go off your chest, man?
Man, I don't think so. I'm looking forward to March.
I'll be back as someone as well. So I'm looking to do more interviews.
I'm looking forward to seeing you, brother. This is cool. I like this.
I'm trying to get on as media there. You know, they're building their promotion up slowly. I need a little more help.
That's what SFC's missing, bro.
Yeah,
that's what SFC's missing. You know,
the promoting aspect. I mean, and that's where I can come in a little bit. So that's the goal, man. But hey, I wish the best of luck to you. Hope everything goes well. Stay injury free, man. I've been seeing these UFC main events dropping like flies because these motherfuckers are getting injured a week or a month before. Hey, train safe. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the octagon again. All right.
I will, brother.
All right. Take care.
Appreciate you.